Hi, welcome back to day 9 of our 7-week spiritual journey to a more generous life. Day 9, understand riches can deceive you. Revelation chapter 3 verse 17 reads, "You say that I am rich with everything I want. I do not need anything." And you do not realize that spiritually you are wretched and miserable and poor and blind and naked. It's a very strong term used in this Bible verse. Mark 8 verse 36 further helps us to understand that what good it is for a man to gain the whole world yet forfeit his soul. Jesus further states in Luke 12 verse 15, "Watch out, be on your guard against all kinds of greed. A man's life does not consist in the abundance of his possession." So Proverbs 23 verse 4 to 5 further helps us to understand by saying that don't weary yourself trying to get rich. Why waste your time? Riches can disappear as though they had the wings of a bird. Here it does not tell us that riches is not good. What it is telling us that riches can deceive us. So we should not put our trust in our riches, our wealth, our job, our income, our resources. It is not wrong to be rich. Job was a rich man and Abraham was a rich man. But like them, God has to be first in everything we do, because our life depends on God, and God is the only one that decides what will happen in our lives. In the Bible, in Genesis, God breathed his breath into our nostril, and that's when we became alive. You can live without water for a day, 2 or 3, even a week. You can live without food for several days, but no one can live without air for at least 1 hour is very long. So that is how dependent we are on God, because God breathed his breath into our nostril. Ecclesiastes chapter 5 verse 11 continues to help us understand by saying that the more you have, the more you spend, right up to the limits of your income. So what is the advantage of wealth, except perhaps to watch it as it runs through your fingers? A quotation from this book, Confrontation by Ellen G. White, page 78, tells us that when sinful man can discern the inexpressible love of God in giving his Son to die upon the cross, we shall better understand that it is infinite gain to overcome as Christ overcame. And we shall understand it is eternal loss if we gain the whole world with all its pleasures and glory yet lose our soul. Heaven is cheap enough at any price or any cost. So heaven is just a prayer away. Heaven is just a faith away. Heaven is cheap at any cost, because Jesus has already overcame and paid for us. Martin Luther once said, "When I look to myself, it's very hard to go to heaven. But when I look to Christ, I'm already in heaven." So our riches can deceive us. Let us not look at our riches, even though it is not wrong to be rich. We must look to Christ, and Christ would be the central theme and the first, and Christ should be everything in our life. Thank you. That's all for our day number 9. Join us in our day number 10. Thank you, and God bless.